Hello guys. Welcome to your favorite film recaps, where we summarize the plot of your favorite films. Today, we're going to talk about The Beekeeper, an American action thriller film directed by David Ayer and written by Kurt Wimmer. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave your feedback in the comment section below. The film opens with Adam Clay, a beekeeper who rents a space in a garage owned by a retired schoolteacher, Eloise Parker. They are both loners, but they have a friendly relationship, and Clay considers Eloise the only person who ever cared for him. Eloise's computer gets a virus warning. She calls the number on the screen, which connects her to a call center run by a phishing scam operation called United Data Group. The leader of the scammers, Mickey Garnett, tricks her into installing a fake antivirus software that accesses all of her accounts, worth over $2 million from the charities she runs. He and his cronies drain her money and celebrate their fraud, while Eloise realizes too late what has happened and falls into despair. Later, Clay goes to Eloise's house for dinner, bringing her a jar of honey. He finds the door open and goes inside with a knife, only to be confronted by Eloise's daughter, FBI agent Verona Parker. They discover Eloise's body with a gunshot wound to the head, a loaded pistol, and a spent bullet on the floor. Verona accuses Clay of killing her mother and has him arrested, but it is soon determined that Eloise committed suicide. Verona apologizes to Clay and learns that he was close to her mother. Clay contacts his former organization, the Beekeepers, to get information on the scammers. He follows their lead to the UDG call center, where he knocks out two guards outside who spot him carrying two gas cans. He enters the call center and brutally beats up a scammer to scare the others away. Garnett arrives and tries to stop Clay with security, but Clay defeats them and sets the place on fire. He also rigs a bomb to explode the next time someone responds to a scam ad. This happens moments later, and the call center is blown up. Verona and her partner Matt Wiley investigate the arson, while Garnett calls his boss, Derek Danforth of Danforth Enterprises, a security company that oversees the data mining scheme that UDG worked for. He tells him what Clay did and warns him that he is coming for him. Derek sends Garnett and a team of thugs to Eloise's home to track down Clay. They find him and chase him to his garage, but Clay ambushes them and kills the first three thugs. He then captures Garnett, cuts off his fingers with a bandsaw, and throws him into the back of a pickup truck. Clay drives the truck to a bridge and ties Garnett to the wheel of another truck. He calls Derek and lets him hear Garnett's screams as he pushes the truck into the river. He then vows to go after Derek next. Derek asks his chief of security, Wallace Westwild, to find out who Clay is. Wallace learns that he is a former beekeeper, a highly skilled and dangerous operative. He tells Derek that he has made a grave mistake and advises him to run. Wallace then contacts Derek's mother, POTUS Jessica Danforth, and begs her to help him protect her son. He also calls CIA Director Janet Hauer and informs her of Clay's involvement. They decide to contact the Beekeepers and offer a bounty for Clay. Clay stops at a gas station, where he is spotted by his current replacement beekeeper, Anisette Landers. She tries to ram her car into Clay and then shoots at him. He fights back and dodges her bullets. She pulls out a huge machine gun and fires at Clay, but misses every shot. He throws a jar of honey at her and sets her on fire, killing her and cutting off her index finger as a trophy. Janet notifies Wallace of Anisette's death, and the Beekeepers choose to stay out of the conflict. Meanwhile, Verona and Wiley continue their investigation into the recent events, and Verona begins to piece together Clay's involvement. Wallace assembles a team of special forces and briefs them on the threat that the Beekeepers pose, as they are hired to fix corrupt situations around the world. He warns them about Clay's possible plans and sends them to pursue him if he gets closer to their operations. As expected, Clay is seen using Anisette's finger to access a beekeeper base and find the address of Nine Coit Center, where Derek runs his call centers. He prepares himself and sets off to deal with them. An FBI team gathers after receiving funding from Deputy Director Prague to go to the 9 Points building, but Wallace's team is already there. The leader of the mercenaries, Pettis, orders the call center staff to evaluate before Clay arrives. He fights the FBI agents before infiltrating the call center and battling Pettis's men, and then knocking out Pettis himself after a struggle. After killing several men in an elevator, Clay is chased by Verona and Wiley and their agents. Clay interrogates the manager of the center by driving staples into his hands until he reveals Derek's identity. Verona tries to dissuade Clay from his revenge, but he is determined to finish the job. Verona and Wiley then find evidence of Derek being the mastermind after Clay leaves. After Wallace learns that Clay escaped again, he suggests that Derek stay with his mother for protection, since she is Secret Service guarding her. Derek goes to Jessica's beachside mansion. Meanwhile, Verona and Wiley report to Prague, concluding that Clay is targeting Jessica as a Queenslayer, since it is suspected that Jessica funded her own campaign with stolen money. Prague gives them a blank check to do whatever it takes to stop Clay. The FBI and other people gather at the mansion as a party is in progress. Clay sneaks in disguised as Secret Service and enters the mansion. Wallace and Derek get ready with another team of mercenaries, plus a man, Lazarus, who claims to have killed the beekeeper at the cost of his leg. While this happens, Derek and Jessica sit in a room with Prague, who questions them about UDG. It turns out that Derek financed all of Jessica's campaign with the stolen money, and the revelation fills her with guilt. Verona and Wiley, along with Lazarus, spot Clay outside, but he creates a diversion by detonating a bomb. Clay fights off more goons as he makes his way inside the mansion. When Prague discovers the truth about Derek, he shoots Prague as they wait for Clay to show up. Clay and Lazarus engage in a vicious fight before Clay stabs him to death. Clay reaches Jessica and Derek's room as she is about to confess to Derek's crimes. Verona and Wiley also enter, trying to prevent Clay from killing Jessica. When Derek refuses to back down, he prepares to shoot his mother, but Clay fires a bullet into Derek's head first before jumping out the window. The Secret Service rushes to get Jessica out while she cries at the sight of Derek's body. Verona considers arresting Clay but then lets him go, seeing that justice for her mother and other victims has been done. As the other agents try to find Clay, he escapes by finding hidden scuba gear and swimming away. After Clay disappears, a single bee flies overhead.